Nearly 7 million tons of solid waste were generated in Singapore in 2023, yet less than half was recycled. And here is the sobering reality. Our only landfill at Semakau is projected to run out of space by 2035. I am Teresa, and today we are going to explore waste management practices designed specifically for small and medium enterprises. We will walk through 3 practical stages: learn, measure, and act, giving you the tools to make a real difference in your workplace and beyond. Let us get started. Let us start by understanding why waste management is such a critical issue, especially in land-scarce Singapore. In 2023, Singapore generated nearly 6.86 million tons of solid waste. That is an enormous volume for a small island nation. While 52% of that was recycled, the Semakau landfill, Singapore's only landfill, is projected to run out of space by 2035. That deadline is not far away. Think of Semakau like a storage unit you cannot expand. Once it is full, you need a completely different plan. Singapore's response is built around the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reduce means avoiding waste at the source, before it is even created. Reuse means extending the life of materials in their existing form. Recycle means transforming waste into something usable again, even if the end product looks different from the original. The progress is real. Non-domestic waste per dollar of GDP has dropped by more than 30% over the last decade, falling from 40 tons per $1 million in 2013 to 26 tons in 2023. That tells us the economy is growing while generating less waste relative to its output, which is exactly the direction sustainable engineering should push us toward. Singapore's approach to becoming a zero-waste nation centers on closing 3 critical resource loops: food waste, packaging waste, and e-waste, each governed by specific legislation under the Resource Sustainability Act of 2019. Food waste is the largest single waste stream. The priority is prevention first. Avoid overproduction and overordering. If excess food exists, redistribute it. What cannot be redistributed should be valorized, meaning converted into useful products like compost or biogas. Since January 2021, large commercial and industrial buildings must install on-site food waste treatment systems, with segregation and reporting requirements now in effect for new buildings. For packaging waste, producers of packaged goods with annual turnover exceeding 10 million Singapore dollars must submit packaging data and reduction plans to the National Environment Agency under mandatory packaging reporting. A beverage container return scheme also holds producers directly responsible for collecting and managing containers at end of life. For e-waste, extended producer responsibility means manufacturers, importers, and brand owners bear legal responsibility for ensuring their products are properly collected and treated when discarded. E-waste must never go into general waste bins. It must reach designated recycling channels. Think of these 3 loops like a product lifecycle audit. Each loop targets a specific waste category and assigns clear responsibility to the parties who create or profit from those products in the first place. That accountability model is central to circular economy thinking. Proper waste management is not just an environmental obligation, it is a smart business strategy. For small and medium enterprises, practicing the 3 R's unlocks real financial value through lower disposal costs, reduced raw material spending, and even revenue from selling recyclables. Beyond cost savings, it drives resource efficiency by helping businesses monitor and cut material waste in production. Compliance matters too. Singapore's Resource Sustainability Act and mandatory packaging reporting requirements carry real penalties if ignored. There is also the reputational angle. ESG expectations from supply chain partners are growing, and demonstrating environmental responsibility strengthens your brand positioning. And with Semakau landfill projected to reach capacity by 2035, every business has a role in Singapore's zero-waste nation journey. You can also access government grants like the 3R Fund and pursue the Zero Waste Manager certification, turning sustainability into a genuine competitive advantage. Waste segregation is the starting point for any meaningful waste management program. Think of it like sorting laundry. Mixing everything together makes the whole process messier and less effective. You need to manage 4 key streams: Recyclables cover paper, plastic, metal, and glass. Keep them clean and uncontaminated, because one contaminated batch can reject an entire load. Food waste is a priority stream under the Resource Sustainability Act, so focus on reducing overordering, redistributing surplus, and valorizing food waste where possible. Note that hard shells and packaging are excluded. Finally, e-waste falls under extended producer responsibility regulations. Never dispose of electronics in regular bins. Send them to designated NEA collection points instead. Now that we are in the measure stage, the first real task is collecting data so you can establish a baseline, and that baseline is everything. Without it, you have no starting point, no way to track improvement, and no credible targets to set. There are 3 practical ways to collect waste data. The simplest is obtaining weighbridge tickets from your general waste collector. These receipts already record the weight of waste leaving your premises, so minimal extra effort is needed on your end. The second approach involves engaging a general waste collector whose trucks have onboard weighing systems built in, so every collection trip automatically generates a weight record, essentially outsourcing the measurement work. The third option is in-house weighing, using your own calibrated scales, with an error margin below 5%. This gives you the most direct control over your data quality, but requires disciplined record keeping. When selecting your baseline year, choose a year that genuinely reflects your normal operations. Avoid years with major disruptions like shutdowns or sudden spikes in production, because those will skew your benchmark. Once collected, input everything into a spreadsheet to visualize patterns and calculate your total annual waste generation and recycling figures. For more complex operations like manufacturing facilities, a formal waste audit is strongly recommended. This is a structured assessment that identifies waste types, quantities, sources, and how each stream is being managed. The NEA 3R guidebooks are an excellent reference for conducting one properly. Once you have solid waste data coming in consistently, the next step is to actually review it, looking for patterns that reveal where your biggest opportunities are hiding. A thorough waste audit tells you 6 critical things: what types of waste you are producing, how much of each, how and why it is being generated, where in the facility it originates, and how it is currently being handled. Think of it like a doctor reading test results. The data does not just confirm a problem, it points you toward the right treatment. Those findings then drive practical improvement actions. You might divert electronic equipment to certified e-waste recyclers, switch to minimal or reusable packaging, partner with food redistribution organizations to redirect surplus food, or identify materials that can be cleaned and reused rather than thrown away. Crucially, the audit also establishes your baseline, your starting point. Without that baseline, you cannot measure whether your waste reduction program is actually working over time. The 3 R's, reduce, reuse, recycle, only become actionable when you have real data pointing you toward where to apply them first. Once you have mapped your waste and understood your baseline, it is time to set targets. Think of this like setting a fitness goal. You need to know your starting weight before you decide how much you want to lose, and your goal needs to be specific and measurable. There are 2 categories of targets. Absolute targets track total waste volumes in metric tons, covering what is generated, what goes to disposal through landfill or incineration, and what gets successfully diverted through recycling and recovery. These numbers tell you where your operations are inefficient and whether you are meeting regulatory requirements. Intensity targets are particularly useful for growing SMEs. If your business is expanding, your total waste volume might increase even though your processes are actually becoming more efficient. The Waste Disposal Index, measuring waste disposed per employee per day, gives you a fairer picture of true operational performance. Singapore has set national benchmarks to anchor these efforts: a 30% reduction in waste to landfill per capita per day by 2030, and an overall recycling rate of 70% by 2030. As an SME, aligning your internal targets with these national goals not only supports compliance readiness, but also demonstrates genuine environmental responsibility to customers and stakeholders. Now we are putting the 3R framework into action across 4 major waste streams that most small and medium enterprises deal with: general waste, food waste, packaging waste, and e-waste. For general waste, reducing means designing out waste at the source through better quality control. Reusing means donating surplus items or bringing in refurbished equipment. Recycling means having clearly labeled bins, so materials like paper, plastics, and metals actually get sorted correctly. For food waste, the priority is tracking where waste is generated along your production line, then donating surplus food responsibly, following Singapore Food Agency guidelines, and finally sending unavoidable food waste to facilities like Tuas Nexus through licensed collectors. Packaging waste requires working upstream with your suppliers to cut down incoming packaging, shifting to returnable containers for logistics, and running an in-house recycling program for cardboard and plastics. E-waste is particularly important because it contains hazardous materials. The strategy here is to buy electronics designed for upgrades rather than full replacement, encourage repair and refurbishment, and partner with licensed e-waste recyclers or supplier take-back programs. Notice how each waste stream has its own tailored approach. The 3R hierarchy is not one-size-fits-all. Think about which of these applies most directly to a real operation you might work in. The final stage is all about staying accountable and making use of available support. Once your waste reduction measures are in place, you need to track whether they are actually working. Compare your recycling rates and waste volumes against your original baseline and targets. Record cost savings from reduced disposal fees, and identify which 3R initiatives are delivering the biggest impact so you can scale those up. Flag any underperforming waste streams and adjust your strategy. Importantly, keep management informed. Demonstrating environmental progress builds organizational commitment. On the funding side, Singapore businesses have real support available through the National Environment Agency. The 3R Fund co-funds projects that reduce, reuse, or recycle waste. The Zero Waste Manager course helps build internal competency within your organization. The Packaging Partnership Program supports sustainable packaging and helps companies meet mandatory packaging reporting requirements. And the Zero Waste Master Plan provides a national benchmarking framework aligned with Singapore's Zero Waste Nation vision. These programs reduce financial risk and make it much more practical for small and medium enterprises to commit to long-term waste reduction. Make use of them. And with that, we have walked through the full waste management journey for SMEs, from understanding the 3Rs and Singapore's regulatory landscape to measuring your waste streams accurately, and then taking targeted action to reduce, reuse, and recycle. These are not just compliance steps. They are the same systematic approach that professional engineers use: assess, measure, and improve. Apply this roadmap in your future roles and you will make a real difference. Once again, this is Teresa. Thank you for watching.